Welcome back to our The Tomorrow Leader show. Today we are hosting none other than Immaculate Kakai, former Vice President, Mount Kenya University, 2012. Want to get her insight on leadership, her insight on the national politics, and what leadership has done to change her life. Immaculate Kakai, welcome to our show today.
Thank you very much.
In a nutshell, I want to know and I want our viewers to understand who Kakai is.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Kakai Immaculate is an ordinary citizen of the country of Kenya. And generally, I would say I was born to serve, in a nutshell, because leaders have been born, and they also say a leader also can be made, because you can choose the values and the ethics to lead you as a leader. Yeah, so basically that's who I am.
That's the simplest way you can say about Immaculate Kakai.
Yes, just in a nutshell about the leader of tomorrow. That's what I can say.
Okay, that's good. So, Vice President 2012. How was it? How do you feel about it? How were the campaigns? How did you interact with students? What made you the Vice President of Mount Kenya University then?
Thank you very much for such a good question. I was motivated by the act to serve as a leader. And leadership, I felt, was something that was being harnessed in me since when I was in the lower classes, upper classes, and later when I decided to join campus, I decided to still be at the place of leadership. And I want to believe such a thought in me was inspired by virtue that when I am at the position of leadership, it means I am tasked to a responsibility. So I think to me, what made me be at the position of leadership then in Mount Kenya University is first of all tapping in mending of relationships with people. Because you see, people connect with you at the place of interactions, and the best way to interact with students is a virtue of just getting to know where are you coming from, where are you heading, and what is your ambition, just being in the university and also life after university. So by nature I'm an extrovert, so definitely connecting with people is not a problem to me.
So it made it easy for you because you connected largely with people. That was the greatest weapon.
That was the greatest weapon. And I can say also when it comes to maybe when you're campaigning, that there's too much incentives you give to students for them to vie for you, to also support you. I remember if there's any much I may have put input was just to make sure that I'm publicized to get known. But in the aspect of using incentives to want to lure students into me being chosen, it's something that was not even anything close to me. I was by nature a people's person. Leadership to me has given me a wide range of scope, differently within organizations and outside organizations, and also in the community. I have gone ahead and been able to just be at the place of service and giving even free mentorships within schools. Especially I love the high schools, and there is where I've been doing much on voluntary basis, not like I have to get something out of it. I am called, I avail myself, and I go give content that I have. And it has been a good experience. Apart from that, also I would say serving in church, serving God, it's something that also has built me. Yeah, because it's all about being available, to humanity in different aspects, in the little bits that you can be able to. And generally also, I would say, generally in the same organization that I am in, the higher learning institution where I am, it has given me a wide range of relation also to know how to relate with people at different cadres. Then we were students, but right now if you happen to be a colleague with someone within the same institution, you can never relate the same way you related some 2 or 3 years back. Yeah, you have to accord honor to specific levels of authority to people, and through that, I would say I'm still learning. Yeah, learning also the art of serving. So leadership is a continuous thing for me. When it comes to true and genuine leadership, first of all, you must be a person who is embodied in values, because you are identified with values as a person, and it should be consistent into that. So the aspect of bringing in goons in relation to you getting support from them to harness your leadership is as well as bringing the corruptible morals into incorruptible morals, because it is either you are defined by morals that are acceptable in the community or not acceptable. So the two cannot mix, because at one point one has to feature out. And you know, in relation to maybe incorporating goons in leadership, you have heard of some of our leaders at national level losing their lives for them standing up for rights that are meant to harness the continuity of development in the country. But if someone speaks out, they are cut short. Yeah, so such character, they also grow from beneath. So if such can continue, that means there could be, let me say, a breed of people that may be harnessing what is right and what is not right. So as an individual, you choose where do you want to be. Yeah, you have to identify yourself with one. And definitely when you are in one breed, you will nurture what is in that breed. You can never be two. You have to be one. Politics in generally is an enticing game. But I always say you can never get into a game when you don't have the right dancing moves to be able to harness your best styles and bring them forth. So politics at national level is something that I believe need to be looked into with a critical eye from a personal perspective. Are you going there just to politic, or are you going there to give leadership or to be responsible for bringing change? Because you see, they always say change in life is inevitable. So will the politics change you, or you're going to change the politics? Because you know we have productive politics and we have unproductive politics. We have youths who have gone ahead and they are doing well. We have one lady who has been a commentator on issues nationwide by the name Wako. There's a lady by the name, I can't remember the other name, but she's called someone Wako. She's been doing very well, and she's had initiatives here and there in regard to leadership within the country. We have youth also, apart from them being at the level of responsibility in their constitution, they all need to be nurtured and nurtured in the right direction to be shown the roadmap to the success that is needed more so in our country. But if you also lack mentorship, because which is also happening, you can as well as follow into the footsteps of people that have not been productive, yet they have held positions in higher levels. So you'd realize that youth are suffocated somewhere in between, where they are not climbing to the high level. But I always say that who has a will, in them they have the power to go beyond that. So I will not encourage the spirit of complaining that maybe we are not being given position, but I know as an individual, if you desire, you can get there, because no barrier is too difficult for a willed person to break through. And to serve is one thing I would say is something within me. at different levels. And currently, I think the other thing that is intriguing me so much is something to do with organizational politics. And I think to me that is something I can say it's more to do with leadership, because I don't believe there's anyone who can set up an organization or wake up and grow a business that is a multi-billion business and need to have people on board that are unproductive. Yeah. So organizations also are taking a different niche when it comes to leadership. And in civility in organizations has two C's. Yeah. Because you see, when you are a leader in any position, you have to be a person who is well engaged, and you are also well to develop others.
So, Immaculate, we want to understand the perspective or your own perspective of women leadership. I love women leadership because they say when you educate a woman, you've educated the society. What is the impact of your leadership in Mount Kenya University outside and to the people you served?
National-wide, women leadership is something that has been noticeable, because you can see that we have had different women governors. We have had different women CSS in different levels and categories. I would say women are managers. Yeah, they are. Entrusted responsibility in their hands, they can be able to harness, and they can be able to reach out to many people. But my desire is also to see the young women, yeah, other than those ones who are a bit advanced in age and maybe stage and prominency. I would love to see the likes of us also coming on board, to also be able to impress and be contributors to what is happening here. It necessarily not has to be at the national level, but it can even start at our community level. Yeah, because many and much is the projects that need to be done within our villages back at home. Yeah, in any capacity that you are able to serve as a woman, do it. Yeah. Anything that is entrusted below you, you are a steward. It's like the owner has given you the ownership of his or her property. You own it and run it. So it can come in form of mentorship. It can come in form of eradicating few challenges here and there that are even surrounding your own community. You can be able to work on a few. I've seen ladies at my age who have gone ahead and initiated projects to fund young girls when it comes to sanitary towels, even giving them books, giving them pens, the little that they can, not necessarily that they needed to have had much in their pocket, but at different levels we serve. During the time when I was in leadership as a student leader then, I would say we had various projects within the university that harnessed the togetherness of young ladies within the campus, as well as the projects we did also were able to extend even to the men gender, where we were supported in various places to do community work. Much of the work that I think we did when I was KUSA is also reaching out to our nearby school. That's the General Cargo. Yeah, just in form of supporting those young students. And the help also came from the management generally, and they gave a helping hand to see that the student of that time were able to get even geometrical set for them to study. They were able to be provided for meals during their sitting on of examination, because we have many of the students who are coming from that school were coming from slums, and some of them could not even afford meals. And you see, if someone entrusts you something small to take to that person who is underprivileged, it means you have been put under responsibility just to pass what someone else could not pass. So do it wholeheartedly and do it genuinely. Yeah, and I believe doing something out of genuinity and doing it with one heart, I want to believe it's impacted someone. somewhere. A parent who could not afford even 5 shillings to give their kid for a breakfast when they're sitting for exam, and someone was able to provide that, and you made sure that it was able to reach that person. To me, that was satisfactory.
Wow.
Yes. At a personal level, I think I would say business and also being in social sciences course that I did, it has harnessed my PR in relation with people. And apart from that also, there are various small businesses I think personally I've managed to do at my own personal level for my own growth, as well as still harnessing myself or enhancing myself to even study more. So business is a course you can do, or a business course or business management course. It's a course you can do. It equips you as a responsible manager of yourself, because that means you have to manage your money. You have to know how to manage your customer niche and all. That also, it puts you at a level where you can even be a manager of your own home. Yeah, because you see, life after college also, there's family. Yeah, people after college will not remain to be who you are as years advance. So even in your home, other than just using it in other, maybe let's say professional places, even back in your home, in your community, that knowledge impacts you, because knowledge is never wasted. Yeah, if you were able to give time to study, it means you were anticipating to have something more better besides that. And that knowledge has equipped me, because where I am right now, I've been able to manage things at different levels, at an individual level. I am always ready to take on a new task. Yeah, because business is management, and managerial work, it's a duty you're called forth for when someone gives you stewardship over their own property. So be able to manage it well. So challenges have come, but it gives you an opportunity to think. It gives you a second thought, a third thought over what you can be able to conquer.
Who inspires you? Who is that person that when you look at, when your viewers are watching you, will also be inspired by the same person, either nationally or worldwide? Who inspires you?
It's good to know the people that have been back behind my back. And I would say genuinely is one and only grandfather, an old mzee who is almost over 91 years now. Yes, and you can understand now, I have learned through his leadership skills. And he has harnessed the things he tells me to impress in life is nothing to do with tangible things. It's things to do with intangible things. That means, first of all, incorporate values within you. Within you, because the values within you can take you places.
And then let those values guide you.
Then let the values guide you.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think I have based much more of my personal being about values. And I somehow clash with people when it comes to not agreeing, when it comes to values. But I'm also learning to deal with people also who do not agree in values, because maybe in our homes, all of us were never taught the same values.
You're right.
Yeah, so leadership also gives you a cadre where you can also relate with different people at different levels. Yeah.
Now, Immaculate Kakai, I want us to you to tell us, where do we see you 10 years from now? National politics, or where? So that somebody who is watching you can get inspired, at least to know your journey and where you'll be 10 years from now.
Once a leader, always a leader.
Yes.
My interest is more into organizational politics, and I think more productivity. I think when someone has a dream, walk with them that path of their dream. Because you support someone who has a dream and harness their dream together with them, you also grow your dream. You may never follow their path, but you will at one point deviate and become something. So I think at the level of general organization, I think it's at my work setting environment at different levels. Like I told you, there's something I'm working on at a personal level. And I believe whether in organizations, being corporates outside parastatals and whichever places, I believe my impact is going to be felt someday within the country of Kenya, and that one I'm so sure. To the viewers who are watching us today, I'll just say, when you have a dream within you, pursue it as an individual. And above all, neglect not the power of this. So generally, I would say I am who I am because of the greatness of the Lord in my life. Yeah.
It was an exciting show with Immaculate Kakai, former Vice President, Mount Kenya University, the year 2012. She believes in woman leadership. She believes in organizational politics, leadership, and that is where she wants to be. The question is, where do you want to be? Our tomorrow leaders does not rely on whom we're talking to. Our tomorrow leaders rely on you and many others. Let us all join hands to ensure that we have a bright future tomorrow. It was a pleasure hosting Immaculate Kakai, and we look forward to hosting more and more on our Tomorrow Leader Show, Sauti Kweli Media. And sure you subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Thank you. God bless. See you next week, same time.